The crew of the spaceship Serenity is trying to escape from an assassin while protecting a telepath girl. During their journey, they unexpectedly discover a hidden secret. The opening scene shows spaceships departing from planet Earth in the 26th century. Humanity has found new solar systems with dozens of planets to colonize. The central planets form the Alliance, which is ruled by an interplanetary parliament. Some independent planets deny being part of the Alliance. However, after a fight, the Alliance wins the war against them and takes control of the universe. The scene transitions to a teacher explaining the exodus from Earth to a new solar system to her students. The classroom scenario is a dream of a girl named River Tam. The young girl, River, is put in confinement at the Alliance facility by scientists. Under the facility, River is programmed to become a psychic with extraordinary powers. One of the senior scientists named Dr. Matthias injects something into River's head. Then he mentions that they can monitor her better during her subconscious state. Meanwhile, another scientist named Dr. Simo inquires about the reason for their inspection. To this, Dr. Matthias explains that River has exceptional psychic powers, through which she can read people's minds. Moreover, key members of Parliament are supporting this project unanimously. Furthermore, he tells Dr. Simon that if this experiment succeeds, they can use River as a defensive weapon. As they are talking, Dr. Simon hits Dr. Matthias and tries to wake up River. Eventually, it is revealed that Dr. Simon is River's brother, who invades the facility to free her. Luckily, River wakes up, and they run out of the facility successfully. Later, the scene shows an Alliance agent called the Operative keenly observing the security recording of their escape. He has orders to investigate this case to find the security breach and bring River back. As he watches the security recording, Dr. Matthias arrives. The Operative questions Dr. Matthias about his carelessness in handling the situation. Furthermore, he mentions that Dr. Matthias is at fault for trusting Dr. Simon and allowing him to invade their facility. Additionally, the Operative suggests that key members of Parliament encountered River. Thus her brain might have gathered sensitive information from them. However, Dr. Matthias argues that River's deteriorating mental health makes it less likely for her to remember such information. As Dr. Matthias tries to brush off his mistakes, the Operative takes out his sword and brutally kills him on the spot. The next scene shows a spaceship named Serenity, owned by a former military soldier named Mal. Serenity is experiencing turbulence, and the pilot, named Hoban, tries to control it. Mal informs the rest of the crew about the situation. The crew members include a mercenary named Jane, another pilot named Zoe, and an engineer named Kaylee. As Mal plans to do a bank robbery, he asks Kaylee to fix the turbulence issue. Meanwhile, Mal informs Dr. Simon that he wants to include River in the bank robbery plan. However, Simon refuses and explains that River is mentally traumatized and that the military alliance is after her. However, Mal still decides to take River and assures Simon that she will be fine. After some time, Mal and his crew arrive at the bank on their flying hover called Mule. They instruct everyone to lie down on the ground. Soon, they find a locker that leads to the basement. Mal goes down and discovers a large amount of money. Meanwhile, River uses her psychic powers to sense that Reavers are coming. Reavers are very violent cannibalistic creatures from distant planets. River quickly tells Zoe about the approaching Reavers. Upon hearing River's warning, the crew quickly rushes to leave the bank. Mal asks the security officer to hide all the innocent people inside the locker for their safety. After that, Mal and the crew hurry to get out of the place. Reavers start chasing them during the escape. Jane gets hurt badly, but Mal manages to save him from the Reavers. Meanwhile, Zoe informs Serenity's pilot, Hoban, about the situation. However, Hoban assures them that he will save them. Finally, they all reach Serenity safely and prepare to take off. After getting in, Simon gets into an argument with Mal for putting River in danger. Mal insists that River is fine and mentions how she helped them during the mission. However, Simon decides to leave Serenity at the next port, along with River. Later, Mal asks Hoban to take Serenity to the planet Beaumont. Meanwhile, Zoe tries to convince Mal to keep Simon and River on the ship. But Mal explains that they've been babysitting them for too long and it's time for them to stand on their own. Meanwhile, Kaylee, who has a crush on Dr. Simon, is also unhappy with the decision. Later, they reach a bar on the planet Beaumont, and Mal spends time with his friends. Meanwhile, River wanders around the bar and sees a triggering ad on television. This causes her to attack several people. Mal is shocked, and Jane tries but fails to stop her. However, Dr. Simon uses a code word to make River fall asleep, and Mal takes the siblings back aboard the ship. On the other side, it is revealed that the operative planned the subliminal message ad to trigger River. He watches the bar's security recording and sees Mal. Curious, he checks Mal's profile to learn more about him. In Serenity, Mal puts chains around River's hands and feet, confining her in an isolated locker. Then he asks Dr. Simon to explain everything. Dr. Simon reveals that there is a code to make River fall asleep if she becomes uncontrollable. During their conversation, Mal gets angry at Simon for hiding the truth about River's condition. However, he is deeply concerned about everyone's safety and decides to keep River on Serenity. Meanwhile, Hoban suggests contacting Mr. Universe, a well-known hacker who lives on the moon with his love bot. As they reach out to Mr. Universe, he tells them that a subliminal message was broadcasted to trigger River. Further, he informs the crew that River whispers the word Miranda before launching her attacks. Moreover, the Alliance military is behind this all. Afterwards, the crew arrives on the planet Haven where Mal meets Shepherd Book, who is a spiritual figure. During their conversation, Book advises Mal to believe in himself. Meanwhile, Dr. Simon talks with River and asks her about Miranda. River tells him that she doesn't know anything. Then she expresses her distress, asking Simon to shoot her. However, Simon calms her down, reassuring her that they will get through this together. Afterwards, Inara makes a call to Serenity and talks with Mal. Inara, one of his crew members currently at a training house, invites Mal to visit her. Deciding to go, Mal heads to the training house. Upon arrival, he realizes that it's a trap planned by the operative. The operative demands that Mal hand over River. However, Mal shoots the operative, leading to a fierce fight between them. Meanwhile, Inara sets up a flash bomb, allowing them both to escape in a shuttle, leaving the operative behind. Later, Jane argues with Mal for keeping River on Serenity, as she is dangerous and the Alliance is after her. Even he attempts to kill her in the locker where she is held. However, River senses the danger and knocks him down. After escaping from the locker, River informs Mal about searching for Miranda on Serenity's control station. Together, they discover that Miranda is a planet located in a region close to River territory. The crew speculates that there is something related to River on that planet, and the Alliance is hiding it. After a while, the crew lands on the planet Haven, where they witness a devastating scene. The Alliance has killed all the people, including children. Furthermore, they kill Mal's close friend Shepherd Book, leaving Mal heartbroken. Then the group realizes that the operative attacked all the places where Mal's crew could have sought refuge, cutting off their escape routes. Later, Mal receives a call from the operative, who warns him and offers an ultimatum. Despite the pressure, Mal refuses to hand over River and devises a plan to confront the situation. Eventually, Mal has the crew disguise Serenity as a Reaver ship to travel to Miranda without being detected. They notice groups of Reaver ships surrounding the planet but manage to land on Miranda safely. Upon exploring, they discover the planet's suitable environment for life but find all the people dead. Then they get inside a ship on the planet. Suddenly, River pushes a button and plays a holographic recording that a reporter never sent. This recording reveals that the Alliance added a toxic chemical to the air processes on the planet to calm down the aggressive behavior of the population. However, the experiment had an unintended consequence. This caused people to become compliant and stopped engaging in daily life activities like eating, talking, and moving. Eventually, 30 million people allowed themselves to die like this. In contrast, 10% of the population had the opposite reaction to the chemical, becoming extremely violent and aggressive. This shocking revelation leads the crew to realize that the violent creatures they encounter are Reavers, as they are the result of this failed experiment. Furthermore, the Alliance had created the Reavers, and this was the secret hidden in River's subconscious. After obtaining this information, the crew holds a meeting in which Mal decides to expose the Alliance's wrongdoing. They resolve to broadcast the hologram on every planet with the assistance of Mr. Universe. Mal calls Mr. Universe, and he agrees to help them. However, the operative becomes aware of their plan. Thus he kills Mr. Universe and destroys his equipment before the crew arrives at his location. Unaware of this, the crew heads toward Mr. Universe's moon. As they pass a group of Reaver ships, they are confronted by the operative ship. To provoke a battle between the Alliance and Reavers, Mal blasts one of the Reaver ships. The intense battle ensues while Hoban skillfully pilots Serenity through the crossfire. During the chaos, Serenity crash lands near a broadcast tower. Tragically, Hoban is killed by a spear launched by the Reavers. Seeing this, Zoe gets extremely depressed. After that, Mal hurries to Mr. Universe's place while the rest of the crew faces the Reavers. Then Zoe and Jane come up with a strategy to fight the Reavers, but they both get badly injured. Meanwhile, after witnessing the deadly situation, Dr. Simon confesses his true feelings to Kaylee. Then they all get inside an elevator, but Reavers follow them there. As they try to close the door, Simon gets shot and severely wounded. This triggers River, and she decides to confront the Reavers directly. Bravely, she goes outside the elevator, closing the door to protect the rest of the crew. On the other hand, Maul finds out that Mr. Universe is dead. However, Mr. Universe's last message for Maul comes through his love bot. Thus, Maul gets the information about a backup unit and gets inside to broadcast the message. The operative also follows Maul. There, they both fight each other relentlessly. After an intense fight, Maul successfully beats the operative and broadcasts the message. However, he chooses not to kill the operative, leaving him to witness the evidence against the Alliance. As the elevator doors open, the crew discovers that River has defeated all the Reavers. Additionally, Maul rejoins the group and shares the news of the successful message broadcast. In the meantime, Alliance troops arrive to kill the crew. However, the operative orders them to stand down, saying, "We are finished." A few days later, the crew hold an outdoor funeral service to honor their deceased group member and friends. The operative approaches Maul and reveals that the Alliance regime has been weakened after the broadcast, but they are not fully gone yet. He also informs Maul that he has convinced the Parliament that River is no longer a threat. Then, Maul and his crew repair Serenity, and River becomes Mal's new pilot as they take off on their next adventure. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.